I just want you to close your eyes while I'm reading the text here. So we have so many, it's like the nature is with us. We have seen River Nile, we have seen that beautiful, wonderful tree. And with those energies, taking those energies further with us, let's just hear this beautiful, beautiful article by Michael J. Rhodes. Michael J. Rhodes was born a farmer's son in Cambridgeshire, England, in the year 1937. From an early age, he discovered that he had a natural ability to travel beyond linear time and space and enter into deep communication with nature. Since his spiritual enlightenment at age 49, Michael has written 21 books on his experiences and many explorations of alternate realities and dimensions. His main focus and teachings are based in unconditional love and emotional balance. Michael, a modern mystic, weaves his wealth of life experiences with the most extraordinary insights that offer pathways to a deep spiritual relationship with nature and with self. He has both the consciousness and the ability to empower people to gain understanding of the true nature of reality and assist them in their spiritual awakening to their divine potential. So the excerpts that I'm going to read is from his book, Entering the Secret World of Nature by Michael Rhodes. So I'm going to repeat the book, Entering the Secret World of Nature by Michael Rhodes. So the topic is listening and hearing. To hear a person talking is one thing, but to listen to a person talking is something else altogether. I repeat, to hear a person talking is one thing, but to listen to a person talking is something else altogether. Very few everyday people actually do this, or even can do it. Interestingly, most psychiatrists and psychologists are taught to actively listen to their patients. This would be a very beneficial practice if it were taught in schools. We live in a world of ever-increasing deafness. Some of it is age-related. Much is due to industrial noise and general noise pollutions. Some is genetic. There are many different physical reasons. One reason that is never investigated is the metaphysical reason. We do not listen. When we truly listen, we make a metaphysical connection with whom or what we are listening to. When we only hear the sounds of music or voices, that metaphysical connection is absent. A true musician connects with their music. The conductor of an orchestra absolutely listens to the music of the orchestra as a whole and to each of the individual players. Orchestral conductors have perfected true listening, maybe without ever realizing it. Hearing is a subconscious action. It does not require any focus or concentration unless you suffer deafness. If there is a sound near you, then you hear it. If during an interesting conversation, a dog starts barking, you will hear the dog whether you like it or not. Hearing is not selective. You will have to stop the dog barking to continue clearly hearing the other person with no impediment. Listening is very different. It is selective. You need to be fully conscious to listen, not subconscious. You can hear and think, but you cannot listen and think. And most people are thinking nonstop throughout a conversation. They hear the words, but they are seldom or mostly not listening to them, as they're busy thinking about an agreeable or argumentative answer. And this is happening to all the people in the conversation. Unrealized, unknowing. If you consciously listen to a person, you metaphysically connect with them. If they lie to you, you will instantly, energetically know that he is lying. When you only hear a person speaking, there is no deeper connection. They can lie, like, and you may never know. The left hemisphere of the brain hears the words and has an ongoing conversation with them, thoughts, but it is unable to listen. Listening comes from the right hemisphere of the brain, or the whole brain person. The left brain is busy organizing the incoming words to be met by often opposing outgoing words. The right brain simply embraces them and deeply knows their holistic meaning. When we are introduced to a group of people or just a couple, most of us forget the names within minutes. We were not listening. We shook hands, but we made no conscious connection. If we are unable to have more than a superficial communication with each other, how can we expect to communicate with nature where words as such are useless? Most people are thinking at around 2 to 300 words a minute. I'm repeating, most people are thinking at around 2 to 300 words a minute. And most of these thoughts are just recycled nonsense. Nonsense meaning no sense. Even more scary is the realization that the stress levels of the emotional and mental content of this nonsensical thoughts is very similar to how it was 1,000 incarnations ago. Nature communicates only in the moment. Only the moment is reality. The past and the future are illusion. Only humans play their games in the world of illusion. Nature lives and expresses in the world of reality. It becomes obvious, therefore, that for us to communicate or deeply connect with nature, we have to leave the world of illusion and join the world of reality. When you're listening, no thoughts, then you are fully in the moment. You are in the real world. Mind you, this happens to humans very rarely. This indicates that you listen your way into the moment and you think your way out of it. Take a deep breath and listen. So, friends, I think this topic, when I read this, there was something that, stirred inside of me, and there were so many things that were coming to me. So I'm going to share my views on this topic. And after that, definitely we are going to talk about your experiences and your knowledge regarding listening and hearing and your experiences about it. So when I started understanding the difference between hearing and listening, because I used to extensively listen to the Master The and Patriji. When I used to listen to them, they used to always give lot of emphasis on Mona, on silence and deep listening. There were two things that they always used to, give emphasis on. And I used to feel, and I started feeling that why to communicate with people? Why are we communicating with people? So basically, we communicate with people for two reasons. One, to be understood. Secondly, to understand them. And for that, there are two things that are very important. And what are those things? One, which I learned from these masters, is loving speech. Second is deep listening. There are two things, deep listening and loving thoughts. deep listening and loving speech. These are two things which I learned from these masters. So what happens is when we are listening very deeply to a person, we just tell a person that, hey, I am here present with you now. I can hold your hand and tell you that whatever problems you are facing, it is going to ebb off. It is not going to be there any longer. But most of the time, have you ever understood or have you ever observed yourself that we are not listening? We are hearing. Because most of the things that is going from this year and is coming out from that year. And what is happening? Even if the person whom we love so much, that person gets irritated and frustrated because most of the conversation, whatever the person has said, half of it has completely disappeared. It hasn't entered our mind and heart because we are zoned out, because we are not listening. We are just hearing. And at that time, what is mind doing? The mind is cooking up their own stories. The mind is taking up, or cooking up their own sentences, which the mind wants to present to that person before even the person can even stop saying things. And that is the reason why the communication between the two partners, the communication between the spouses, they just fail. The relationship stops there itself. The relationship festers. It doesn't nurture because the other person who is just sitting in front of us starts feeling that this person is so engrossed in his own self or herself that that person doesn't want to give me any kind of a time. So what happens is the person says, okay, let's continue this conversation later. I don't want to talk to you about this. And the person closes down. And what we are doing, we are clueless that what exactly happened. I was sitting here with my partner. I was sitting with my friend. I was sitting with my relative. I was trying to alleviate the problems that the person is facing. And what the other person instead is doing is just lashing me out. But we don't understand that the person doesn't need hearing. The person needs listening. And that's what we always lack, the deep listening thing. We do not listen. And I would say, just try it out somewhere, that, try it out with your friends or relatives, because we are spiritual scientists, as Patriji has always said, that we are spiritual scientists. We have to, experiment on us. Just experiment 30 minutes, just 30 minutes. Sit with your friend, sit with anybody with an intention of healing or helping that person. And just listen to that person calmly. Do not react. Do not respond. Just hold the hand of that person and just listen to what the other person has to say. I will guarantee you that most of the issues that the person who's sitting in front of you has come up with, most of the issues will be completely resolved. The person will not have any issues because the person knows that you're listening to him or her. So these are the things, I feel that I give a lot of listening to the people, and that is the reason why people who are there in my life today, after this kind of an understanding and implementing them, I feel they suffer less because I am able to give that listening, that feel to them. So listening deeply and compassionately is something that has to be inculcated as a habit in our lives, no matter what. Because that is the time when you begin to understand the other person fully and completely. And your love towards that person nourishes. So this is what I had to say about listening and hearing. Now, I would request all of you to also, give your inputs on this or your experience. So, yes.
Shall I start?
Yes, Malatiji, why not? Yes.
As a therapist, counseling therapist, the first thing we are taught about is listening and hearing, the difference, right? And in my experience, Like you said, sometimes the person only wants to be listened. That's all they need. Somebody to listen to what they have to say. Okay. And understood as well. So by doing that listening, see, when we are listening, we take in everything they're saying. Okay. We don't forget. I can remember leaving the session and coming out. I still can remember all the things that the person has said, where we, of course, have to make notes. Okay. But when we are hearing, we sometimes say, yes, 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 I'm hearing what you're saying, but we are not really. Are we hearing? I don't think so, because we are only hearing the words, right? And we are not understanding the meaning behind those words, why the person is saying it, and why, you know. So, and we forget afterwards. We forget about it. So hearing has no value actually, as far as I'm concerned. Hearing has no value, whereas listening has a great value in our lives. With the family, with friends, as also at work. Even at work, if you want to resolve problems with one another, listening is very important, and understanding the other person is very important, by which they can solve things at workplace. But half the time we don't do it. That is my opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Malti ji. And this is what Michael Rhodes is in his article is also saying, that hearing is not necessary. Hearing is not, there. It should not be there. It is not important. It is only important for the people who do not have that faculty of listening, people who are deaf. So they are the ones, for them, hearing is important. But for
Yes.
us, listening is important. For humans, people who have got all the faculties intact, for them listening is important.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Malti ji. It was wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Jaswinder ji. Yes. It's mute. Unmute. You have to unmute yourself. Okay, Ram sir. Jaswinder ji is not able to unmute.
Yeah. You can try now, Jaswinder ji.
Yeah. Hello, Sharoo. It's a very, very interesting. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. It's a very interesting topic and very.
The little kitten. I was saying, what's wrong with this kitten? And the person in the cafe said, she's just sad. I was asking, what did she see that made her so sad like that? I knew she was sad. And did she see someone hitting someone or so? He asked me, how did you know that, ma'am? You haven't seen that and you were not around. How did you know it? So it looks like when we are deeply listening or really attentive to even a cat or any kind of an object, even, it can be a chair. Sometimes we don't feel comfortable sitting on a certain chair and we sit on the nearby chair. That's because when we deeply listen and get in touch with ourselves, by meditation, we can grab information. You know, I just found out today that when I sit on a chair and when I sit or on a bed or anything, my vibration on my body frequency is being absorbed by this chair or this bed. If someone who doesn't like the way I live, he doesn't like meditation, he doesn't like anything about spirituality, he will not feel comfortable sitting on the same chair. And I discovered this in so many incidences in our lives. And the fact that I knew that the cat was sad because she saw someone hitting someone without seeing it proves that when we are deep listeners, we can actually download information just like, any kind of sensor from someone's body. So he decided to study parapsychology, and he asked in the Russian Cultural Center in Alexandria, the city of Alexandria. And they told him about one single school that's doing all of these studies: parapsychology, telepathy, deep listening in Siberia, with the very wise people in Siberia, but the studies are in Russian. So these are the announcements that I'm having. He's studying Russian, and there's a very big chance that he's going there in 2 years. I'm not going there because I think that Russian is very hard for me to learn, but he's going to teach me. So, and I have a new book. It's banned in Egypt, completely banned. So we managed to smuggle it with a Russian tourist. It's talking about tele-influence.
Oh,
So deep listening and meditation, sometimes we discover that we can, download information. Just like, sources, just like cameras, surveillance cameras, and sometimes face detectors and mood detectors. And we can also, I got shocked when I gathered the information because of a cat. So that's the merit of listening deeply and meditating a lot. So these are the announcements that I'm having. That's all.
wow. Thank you so much, Hala. Thank you so much. Wonderfully explained your experience about listening. I'm really glad that you did. And yes, as she said that she was able to download the information from an animal. So yes, we have the ability to channel anything, even the objects, because everything that is here on in this world, be it animate or inanimate objects also, they also are working on a frequency of vibration. They're working on that. So if you tap into that vibration, if you tap into that frequency, there's so many things that you can actually attain and receive. So just like, if I don't know whether you have attended Madhugaru's session, but when she used to talk about her experiences, so she used to say that she used to talk to the utensils. She used to talk whenever she was in the kitchen. She used to talk to each and every utensil that she had, and then when she had talked to the utensils, then she used to cook food in those utensils. So similarly, even I used to talk to my phone, my laptop, so that it does not crash, it does not do anything wrong. So I used to pray with the vibrations of these energies. So yes, anybody can do that. Anybody can channel. So yes.
Yeah, Sharu, I have one thing, talking to utensils thing. So this Chinese book I'm reading, Ikigai, they mention that they bring objects from forest. Everything is made out of matter and then vibration, right? So they bring these materials, and with your vibration, you give a life to that object. So it could be utensils, it could be any
Yeah, it
any
could be
object
anything.
matters,
Yeah,
anything.
could
So
be
that's
anything.
why because when we create that artist and all, they put their vibration because they are so deeply connected with that while making. So they give that life to that object. So that's why we can really talk to them. It's not that just, oh, you're talking how, because this is how, because they are living beings now. They have all full of vibrations within the object, because matter is like, we see in a quantum physics, the matter is only 0.99999% is a matter, and rest of the things are energy. So that's why we can talk to everything.
Yes.
And also these Shruti, Smruti, these Vedas, Puranas have come from listening only, right? Listening sounds, listening with the visions. So from that also we can obviously tell that the whole dharmas have come from listening only. All the Vedas we are going through, whatever books we are learning, everything came from that. And also that's came from listening. So it's it just came that the basic from where we are coming. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Swarnaji. Thank you. Yes, Mamtaji.
Namaste, Sharuji.
Namaste, Mamtaji. Yes.
Hey, masters. I have a doubt. Means, is there is connection between listening and memory?
Listening and memory. Memory is
Yes.
always there, no, Mamta ji? Because if we are talking about the karmic memory, it's always there. The other kind of memory is always there because we are a software. We run a software inside, and everything is there inside of us. So listening is when we are attentively, giving and paying attention to the other person. It doesn't have to do anything with the memory thing. It doesn't have to do anything with that.
No, what I mean is, when we hear, when I used to hear, when I used to do counseling or healing, I used to hear, and after they get rid, then they are okay. Then I used to forget what I have done for them, and for after a few months or after some years, I was not unable to means what was the problem of them and how I had cured them, like that. So what I'm having doubt means, if we listen, means pay attention, deep attention, then it must be in our memory after so many months or years. Is it like that?
No, I don't know. It depends. It depends. That because that whatever is, it's not necessary that everything, every counseling session that you might have given to somebody, it will be recorded. Maybe it is in your subconscious, but maybe it is something which you will not be able to memorize it and bring it into life. Yes, some of the snippets will be there. You will be able to maybe go back and come with some of the snippets and excerpts of whatever conversation you had with those people, but not the entire conversation, because maybe it is in the subconscious. Yes, because in our software it keeps adding on to certain things, but not the entire thing, not the entire things. For example, our childhood itself, how much do we remember about our childhood? Not much. Not
Yes.
much. There might be very smaller incidents which are very important events of our lives, which were there in our lives. That is something which we consciously remember. But I'm not saying that subconsciously we don't. Subconsciously we do, and we can tap into it. And that's what the past life regressionists, they do. They tap into that past life memory. Okay, so for that we have to get into that trance state, and then we can have an access to that memory, and then we can take that memory out.
And
Yeah.
then I had an experiment, means I used to hear some beautiful wisdom. So paying attention means I used to listen 100%, closing my eyes, only hearing without any disturbance. And after hearing, it was so deep into my heart and also in my intellect. But when I wanted to convey or tell what I have experienced and what I have heard to some other, after 1 hour or 2 hours, it was unable for me to tell. So, what may be that one?
Again, the same thing. You were hearing, not listening at that time. So it was not getting completely into your mind. As I said, that most of the things, even in the 1 hour sessions or 2 hour sessions, I think only half an hour sessions are, people are attentive and listening. Rest half an hour, people are with their own mind and with their own events that are going on inside their head. So they are not able to retain much. So even in all these sessions, whichever sessions that you attend with the masters, not the entire thing will you be able to, listen. I don't think so. People do not attentively listen. Very lesser part gets into their head. And similarly, same thing was happening with you as well.
Okay. Also, Sharoo, the brain also filters, has the ability to filter and keep only the important part.
Yes.
And that which is not important is filtered out, so that it doesn't get overloaded.
Exactly. Absolutely, Maltiji. That's why I said that, the childhood events, the important ones we remember, but the entire childhood, I don't remember. I don't remember. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So, Mamtaji, I think Maltiji also gave you the reason.
Yes. Thank you. Today, really, it was something interesting about hearing, listening. It was
Yes.
so beautiful. Yes, thank you. Always thank
Thank you.
you, Sharuji. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. So, anyone else? Anybody else wants to say? And yes, Mridula ji has written a very beautiful quote of Albert Hubbard, who says for this particular thing that if you cannot understand my silence, you will never understand my words. Beautiful words by Albert Hubbard. So thank you, Mridula ji. Thank you so much for sharing this. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, so she is saying that she shared the quote after hearing Khalid's share. Yes. Thank you. I think Khalid needs to take a session. So everybody is very, very interested in listening more to Khalid.
Yes.
So hopefully Khalid will come and take a session for all of us. Yes. Okay. So yes, Ram Garu, you did not share.
It was such a wonderful occasion to listen. Beautiful sharings. Everyone, they were they were really connected to this topic, and wonderful it was. Wonderful. Everything that happened in this 1 hour is so beautiful. And yes, I would and we would love to listen more and more from everyone, and also Khalid particularly. So, you know, as as this topic goes as listening, what I felt is just like we have two eyes, and with one eye, we don't have a full vision. Any one of the eyes closed, we don't have a full vision. So similarly, listening is one eye, but the second eye is silence. So both of them go together, just like two eyes see one complete picture. And when we speak about silence, silence is silence of speech and silence of everything that is inside. And that silence is the fundamental base for the next I, which is listening. The more we are in silence, the more we naturally become listening. And the beauty of nature is none of these two skills is something that we need to learn. These are basically our gifts by nature that we all have. So this is what I just felt as this session was happening. It was so very beautiful. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Sharoo Garu, and thanks every master here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ram Garu. Thank you so very much. So I learned another thing, that this eye and this eye, these two eyes are equivalent to, the deep listening and the silence, which is going to give birth to our third eye, that is our intuition, that is our the seat of intuition, the awakening, so enlightenment. So the more we listen, the more we are in silence, the more we will be able to activate this eye, and we'll be able to see more through it. So,
Beautiful,
yes.
beautiful addition. And everything is connected. And the more we are into listening, the more that person who is into listening can pull or can gift that natural gift to others as well. So the other person will also go into a listening mode, depending on this person who is talking from his listening experience. So the more one connects to this listening, the more he triggers in other persons as well this listening quality as he speaks.
True.
So we are all gifting each other as we gift ourselves something that is natural.
True, true, absolutely. Absolutely true. Thank you. Thank you, Ram Garu. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
అమ్మారు 2 నిమిషాలు తెలుగులో మాట్లాడొచ్చా?
Yes, Shirisha garu, please go ahead. Then I can translate.
అందరూ లిజనింగ్ గురించే మాట్లాడుతూ ఉన్నాం కదా. మనం ఎప్పుడు కూడా అంటే మనం లిజనింగ్ గురించి మాట్లాడుకుంటూ ఉన్నాం. మనం ఎవరితోటైతే చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నామో ఒక్క నిమిషం వాళ్ళ మూడ్‌కి మనం అటెన్షన్ పే చేయగలిగితే మనం చెప్పేదేదో కరెక్ట్‌గా వాళ్ళు ఖచ్చితంగా వింటారు. అది నా ఒపీనియన్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
So Shirisha ji was sharing about listening, and she said when we are into deep listening, we can convey what we wish to convey to the other person because we connect to the energy of that person in the right way. Thank you,
Wow.
Shirisha garu.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sirisha Garu. It was wonderful, beautiful that we connect with the energies of the other person to whom we are listening. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was a wonderful session. There's so much that today I've learned. I mean, it's like so much knowledge and wisdom. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Okay, so Ram Garu, meditation for some time.
Yes, Sharoo ji.
Gee, so music you have to provide.
Yeah.
Thank you, Khalid. We are waiting for your session now. So let's sit for meditation for a while, friends, so that we can listen to our souls. We can listen to ourselves. Because if we don't listen to ourselves, we don't listen to our soul, we will not be able to listen to the others deeply. We will not be able to connect with other people deeply. So let's connect with our own selves today. Let's inculcate and cultivate this beautiful feeling for deep listening, compassionate listening within us. So let's do it for some time and let's meditate. Slowly and gently. Whenever you feel like opening your eyes, you can open it with a beautiful smile on your face by expressing gratitude to everything and everyone that is around you. Expressing the gratitude to yourself today that you could listen today, to yourself, to your soul, to your higher self. Express your gratitude to all the beings who helped you do that. Express your gratitude to the mineral kingdom, animal kingdom, plant kingdom, who are always there, blessing you and loving you. Give back that love they had been giving you for so long. Just bless them today. Express your gratitude to Mother Earth, to Mother Nature. Express your gratitude to your friends, family, and relatives, to all your lessons, to your experiences. Express the gratitude to the Beam family that allows us to be together. Express your gratitude to your gurus, Patriji, who started this mission and the mission of meditation, dhyan, sajjan sangatya, and swadhyay. This mission of enlightenment will keep going on and on and on. Thank you so much. So whenever you are ready, you can open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, everybody, for the compassionate listening to everybody and to listening to your own self today. If there's anything that anybody wants to say before we close the session for the day. Thank you, Mitaji. Thank you, Anu. Thank you so much. Thank you, Khalid. Thank you, everybody. So it's a weekend, and let's make this weekend beautiful. So thank you. Thank you, Shalini. Thank you so much. So Ramgaru, if you have got any announcements to make.
Thank you, Sharuji, and thank you everyone for being here together on the wonderful Friday. And we meet back tomorrow morning on Beam platform, and we also have an Akhanda Dhyana that happens, and the links will be shared on the Beam family WhatsApp group. So do join as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Khalid. Have a peaceful weekend to you too and to everybody. Yes. Thank you, Sumati ji. Thank you, Sumati ji. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Good night and have a beautiful and wonderful weekend ahead. Thank you so much.